Everyone has a unique gift, and Mike, the creator of the 1NELife podcast, believes most people don't know how to use their gifts or what they are. Mike wants you to see things from a different perspective and be true to yourself. The 1NELife podcast unites the world through art, fashion, music, and film. It inspires, motivates, and creates positive energy, love, and compassion to all communities and creates an equal playing field for all. On the 1NELife podcast, they cover topics like building relationships, overcoming adversity, habits of healthy people, and much, much more. We only have one life to live. Be yourself and live your truth. Add the 1NELife podcast to your playlist. That's the number 1NELife. Available on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, and your favorite podcast platform.
Okay, welcome to a very special episode of the 1NELife podcast. I'm Nicole Stevens, and of course we have Mike Reed. How are you?
I am doing great. I'm actually excited. How are you?
Are you excited? I'm super
really excited.
Good.
You're not more excited than I am.
I think I am.
I bet you're not.
I bet you I am. Look at Brenda.
I bet you. I can prove it.
How?
I'm not.
What?
I'm not, because I was told kids watch this show. Never. Go ahead.
Anyways, today is such a special episode because it is your 100th episode.
Yes.
And so to celebrate that, we're going to shift the focus a little bit more onto you.
Okay.
So you use your platform to interview so many people from the community, small businesses, and that gives us a way to talk about us, to talk about our stories. And through those interviews on your show, you'll share like a little bit about yourself, but we want to dig deeper. So today we're flipping the mic, learning about the man behind the podcast.
Oh, I love that.
Yes.
You're a professional at this.
I try. I've been practicing in front of the mirror a little bit this week.
You do great videos. I watch your videos too.
Do you? They're a little rambly, but they're fun.
They're you.
Yep, they're me. But today's about you.
I know, but see, I never make it about me. But I'm actually excited about this, and I'm truly grateful. And I got to say this: I'm truly grateful that you approached me with this idea, and I thank you for that, for even acknowledging it and wanting to do this. So thank you. I truly appreciate it.
I'm glad you're excited, because when we talked the other day, you didn't seem very excited about it.
I was just holding it in.
Yeah.
I didn't want to
make a big deal.
Yeah.
It is a big deal, though.
Okay, yeah.
100 episodes is a big deal. How do you feel about that?
When I first started, I'm all about commitment, right? So I had, in my mind, when I first started, I said, I'm going to do a year. But, there's only 52 weeks in a year, right? And I think I was in my 20th episode, and I watched a video from Gary Vee. And, you know what Gary Vee is?
I don't
know. Well, he's a big motivational speaker. He does a lot of social media. He's an investor in Facebook, Twitter. Like, he's one of the original investors in that, though. So he's pretty big. But anyway, he does a lot of social media videos, and he gives a lot of great advice. So I was watching one of his videos one day, and he was talking about podcasting. And he said most podcasters fail between their fourth and eighth episode because they don't get the instant gratification or the instant numbers like right away. And he said, in reality, like, it takes just as long to build a podcast as it does like social media. Like, he always, like, social media takes like a year, 2 years to build social media. But he was like, podcast specifically, he said, you're not going to see anything until your 80th, 90th episode. So that made me rethink, like, okay, well, obviously I got to go past a year. Because I said I was going to just do a year and reevaluate it to see where I was, to see if it was even worth, continuing. But when he said that, I made a commitment to myself to say, okay, I'm at least do 100 episodes. Because I wanted to see the growth. I didn't want to stop at 50 and cut myself short. So I was like, okay, let me do 100. So I'm at 100 today.
So what's the future of it then?
We're going to see.
Are we going to do 101?
We're going to see after this interview.
Oh, yeah. We'll find out at the end.
But it's a lot of work. Mm-hmm. It's not easy. And mind you, like, I didn't do all this on myself. Right. Like, I've had 3 great co-hosts that helped me. I had, people like you that supported, Brenda over Pretty Little Poppy. I've had a lot of background support that a lot of people don't see. So, and even the guests that come on here, like, I think out of 100 episodes, I probably maybe didn't have a guest for like maybe 4 or 5. That's impressive, to be real honest with you, because I've talked to other people that started podcasts and they kept saying their guests kept, counseling on them and all that. I've been very fortunate and blessed that a lot of people, they don't counsel on me. Like, they look forward to coming on the show.
And it's people from all different things. You have a lot of unique guests.
Right.
On your show, for sure.
So I'm very grateful for that. So it's just not me. It's my guests. It's everybody. Like, we all made this, and it's never about me. I do this for everybody else.
Yeah.
But it is a lot of work. But the work is well worth it, though.
Are you proud of it?
I am.
Are you?
I truly am. I truly am proud of the 100 episodes and what I've created and accomplished. I was actually talking to my brother last night about it. And, I told him, I was like, man, if you have, because I don't know if you've ever watched one of my episodes. I know some of my family, sisters and brothers do, but I don't think this particular one because he's so busy. But I was just telling him, like, dude, like, I've really created something out here. Mm-hmm. And I am proud of it because everywhere I go, like, people know me from it.
I'm glad to hear you say that because you were telling me it's hard for you to feel proud of yourself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is. Like, obviously, I know, like, I've been extremely blessed in my life. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't take none of it for granted, especially coming from where I grew up and all the struggles I had to go through to even get what I have. Like, I am very proud of myself for even getting through all that and accomplishing the things that I've accomplished. I feel like there is just a part of me that there's still a void somewhere, and I'm not sure where that is or what it is. No matter how many accolades I get, awards or whatever, I still feel that void. I don't know if that's because growing up as a young kid, I've been traumatized and hurt so much, and like I feel like the scars are so deep that I'm still searching for that happiness or something.
Mm-hmm. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though I know people, because I excuse me, I get this throughout. Even when I was in entertainment, people are like, man, you're so successful, but I never felt it. Because I always felt like I'm steady fighting for the next day, for the next thing. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like I'm always fighting.
Yeah, you're always focusing on what you're doing next instead of being.
Yeah, even with this, right? Like 100 episodes, right? So my brain is, okay, what does the next 100 look like? Mm-hmm. And I've already worked on it, right? Mm-hmm. But there was a point like a month or so ago where I really, like, I think I put it on social media. I was going
like a poll for if
I should stop at 100 or keep going.
I voted that you should keep going.
Well, everybody did. I didn't get not one person to say stop. Like, everybody said, no, it's great for the community, which it is. But then I had to look at my life and what does it look like for me, like to do another 100, because that's another 2 years, right? And plus, I'm still on the board of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. I just joined the leadership team over at the AV Wellbeing Coalition. So it's a lot that I'm doing for the community. So I have to look at what all that looks like. And I'm also about to start. I know I'm just talking and rambling.
No, you're
but
not.
You have a bunch of questions.
See, you're the new me. You're the one that gets to.
Okay, so
you're the one that rambles, and I'm the one that gets to just.
Okay. So I do have, like I said, I do have an idea what the next 100 looks like. Mm-hmm. And even with that, we're going to be starting up the Hispanic Chamber podcast again. Because I used to do that in the beginning with my first co-host, Diana. We used to do a segment with the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. And we're going to start that back up again, like next week.
I didn't know it was going to be that soon.
Yeah. Well, we have been talking about it for a while. Like, we just never said anything, but yeah.
And so how many podcasts now are you doing? Do you have your hand in? I know you're not on everyone. What is it, like 5 million now? Is that the number?
5. I think 5. I'm actively doing 3. No, take that back. I'm actually actively doing 4. Mm-hmm. I'm on 2 of them. And the other 2 I'm just producing.
produced.
Yeah, but they're live now. So we're actually shooting, and then there's 2 more that that are still in development. We haven't started yet, but it's still in talks and development. So that'll be 6 that I'll be doing.
A lot.
It is, but it's fun. Everybody likes it, and I actually want to do more because I know that everybody wants to do a podcast, right? But it's not easy. But it's easy for me because I have this skill set, just from having the entertainment background. I know how to do the editing, the shooting, all the stuff that comes with it. So it's easy for me. So if I can provide that service for other companies, because companies actually do need it. Like it's just a great addition to their module, their work module, whatever, on top of social media.
Yeah, I know there's even just in Poppy, there's so many vendors that, let's say they'd want to do one, but they don't know where to start.
And you start with me.
Yep, exactly. There you go.
So, hey, just contact me. Let's do it.
Mike Reed for your podcast needs.
Exactly.
There you go.
I want to be the podcast king out here.
I think you are.
I think I am? Okay,
I think we
great.
need to get you a little crown.
She said it, y'all. She said it. I didn't say it, so don't think.
We need to get you a little crown to go to your balloons.
Thank you for this, by the way. Thank you for my gift. Thank you for the balloons, for the decorations. I really appreciate it. Wow, you're amazing.
You're welcome. Thank you. Yep, Seppi and I, we sat in here yesterday and he helped me blow up all the balloons.
You did tell me it's going to be 100 balloons, though, so I think we're a little short.
You want to count them?
No, I'm messing with you.
No, there's 100.
And that's
balloons.
what Charlene said yesterday. I was like, she said it was going to be 100. She was like, it's 100.
No, not 100
funny.
balloons. 100.
I was literally thought
balloons.
you was going to have 100 balloons in here.
There's 50. We were halfway there.
Okay. No, I'm grateful. I would have been
For
grateful.
your 200th episode, I will make sure that there are exactly 200
Wow.
balloons. Since I know now, we've got to be real precise with it.
You know what? With you, I would have been just as happy with 1 balloon.
Oh. What color balloon? Green?
Well, that's my favorite color, but whatever you could give me, I would have been happy with.
It's so funny because when I was asking you about what your favorite color was, because I wanted to get you a bag for your gift that was going to be the color, and I couldn't end up finding one. But Seppi was like, just get him a green bag. He looks like he would like green. And then you texted me a minute later. And you're
Really?
like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's funny.
So, I don't know. You look like your favorite color is green, apparently.
It's my eyes.
Yeah. Are your eyes green?
You never looked into my eyes?
I thought they were blue.
You've never looked. That's because I had it blue. It depends on what I wear. They're mostly green, though.
Yeah.
I can't see, so.
You can't see your eyes?
No.
You've never looked into your own eyes either.
No, I was told it's dangerous if you look into my eyes. Like if you just stare into my eyes for a long time.
What happens? You're a mess.
You're a mess. You asked the question.
You gave the answer. Anyways.
All right.
Okay. So in my little list, we have questions that some of the other vendors have. The vendors and just different people from the post that I made on Instagram that they submitted questions that they want to know about you. Some of them are specific and some of them are just kind of broad. So your childhood, where did you grow up?
Where did I grow up?
Where did you grow up?
So technically, I grew up in Inglewood and Gardena.
Okay.
Both places. I was born in Inglewood, then I moved to Gardena, but then at some point when I was young, I went back to Inglewood.
Okay. And then one of the other vendors, they wanted to know if you had any advice for...
And they're right next to each other, by the way, if you guys don't know.
No, I don't know. How far apart?
Like literally walking distance.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so to me it's the same.
Wasn't a huge move.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah. One of the other people they wanted to know, it was Vanessa. She wanted to know if you had any advice for your younger self, something that could have made a difference for you, that maybe would have changed the way you did things. If you have any advice for your younger self. Yes.
Vanessa who?
Vanessa from Sunflower.
Oh, hey, Vanessa. Yes. I would tell my younger self to read more. I take it back. So start reading early on. Because I actually didn't start reading until I was like maybe 10 years ago.
Okay.
I wish I would. And the knowledge that I got now and the books that I read now, I wish someone would have kind of pushed that more on me, and like when I was younger, to read. So read more.
Do you have a favorite book?
Yes.
What's your favorite book?
Alchemist.
Alchemist, really? Okay.
You read it?
Yeah,
Really?
in school, in high school.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep. You didn't read it in school? They didn't have you read it in school?
No, I just read that
Just
that was I want to say the second book I read.
Okay.
Yeah, the first book I read that really got me into reading was called The Buddha in Your Mirror.
I haven't heard of that one.
And it was so enlightening. And then someone gave me The Alchemist because it's actually almost similar. And so they gave me The Alchemist. And then somebody else gave me the other book that's just like The Alchemist. And I forget the name of it. It's a little short book. The Buddha in the Mirror, though, is a big book. But The Alchemist, and it was something I forgot. So that was, my first two books.
Yeah. Are you reading anything now?
Yes.
What are you reading now?
It's called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself.
Okay. You were reading that the last time we talked, too?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm still reading it, yes.
Is it a big book? Or
It's
are you
a
just
big, no.
taking your time?
No, come closer. It is a big book, but I'm going back and forth because it talks about neuroscience and your brain and how the brain works with all that. And I've never really got into those type of things. So I have to read it a couple of times for it to make sense to me.
You like
But
it, though?
Oh, 100%, yeah. I love it. And that's why I'm taking my time with it. And I'm going back and forth, because I really want to understand it because it really makes sense. And years ago when I was in therapy, my therapist gave me a book called The Bradshaw Family. And that talks about the we system and the I system, right? Well, this book actually talks about the same thing. It talks about, and that's why it's called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. Because most adults, and I talked about this before, most adults are someone who told them they was, right? And that's not necessarily true. So most adults are not walking their true paths or being their true authentic selves because they are what their environment told them they was, or their parents or whatever. In most cases, you do have people that are true authentic selves and they know who they are, but because their parents did a great job, or the environment they did a great job. But most cases, that's not the case. So that's what's called breaking the habit of being yourself. It's just very fascinating to me because it is true.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of people struggle and hate their lives. That's kind of mean to say, but they do.
Yeah.
Because they're not being authentic to themselves.
It never sits right.
Yeah.
And then if there was anything that you could change, I feel like you seem like the kind of person that doesn't have regrets. You try to use things to learn. But if you could go back and change anything in your life from when you were younger, if you could do anything differently when you're younger or even recently, is there anything you would change?
That's a hard question because everything we went through, right? Because I don't have regrets. Even the bad stuff that I did, I don't have no regrets because I've learned, it made me who I am. For you to understand something and to know something, you have to go through it, whether it's bad or good, So that's why I don't regret any of the bad decisions I made. I did it, but I've learned from them. I think that's the important part. If you can learn from them, then there shouldn't be a regret. So, wow, that's a hard question. Is there something that I would do differently? You know what? No. Because I like who I am today. There are moments, there are things that I wish would have went differently. But if I would have done things differently, would I be where I'm at now?
Yeah, it would be different.
And I'll give you a prime example. So, I was married twice. So with my first wife, I was married with 25 years, and we got 2 kids together, and they're grown. When we got a divorce, I asked for a divorce, and I'm the one that left. because I felt the tension in the house. I felt that the energy wasn't right, and I knew that if I stayed, I was going to cause more problems. So I decided to leave. Now, and this is probably the one thing in my life that I struggle with by asking myself, well, what if I would have stayed? Well, if I would have stayed, how would we be right now? Because like today, me and her are good friends. Mm-hmm. We all have a great relationship. We've all grown, which is the important lesson of it. It's kind of like a double-edged sword, right? Mm-hmm. Like I tell people all the time, the tools that I have now, if I would have had these tools when I was married to my first wife, I would have saved my marriage. Mm. But it took me to leave to get the tools. Mm-hmm. But see, if I wouldn't have left, I wouldn't have had the tools. So where would I be?
Right, so it's full circle.
Exactly.
Yeah, makes sense.
So, but, because we do have a great relationship and, with the kids and everybody, even like our friends, like we still have the same mutual friends and everybody like, hey, you guys should get back together because we were together for so long and everybody always thought we were the perfect couple and we're friends. And it's like, yeah, but like, I don't know what that looks like or how, like what we have right now, I wouldn't want to mess that up. Yeah. Like I wouldn't want to start something and it doesn't work out and then now we went backwards and now we have to grow again.
Yeah, you value it for what it is now.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
So back to like the book that you're reading and about how some people aren't their true authentic selves. Do you feel like you are your true authentic self?
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
Yeah.
No doubt. And it's crazy because even with taking the applied positive psychology course that I just finished a couple of months ago, I really learned more about myself. And now that I have like really strict boundaries, like I have no problem with telling people no now with a smile and being okay with it and not having to feel bad. So I really feel that.
Yeah. What are 3 qualities that you value most about yourself?
3 qualities?
3 qualities. Or it could be more. What do you value the most about yourself?
That I'm consistent. Mm-hmm. I'm loyal. And that I am fair.
You are? And then what are 3 qualities that you value in other people most?
And other people?
Yep, and other people. When you meet people, what helps you to connect with people when they have what type of qualities? What are like 3 qualities that you really value in the people you choose to surround yourself with?
Their energy. I connect more with energy. Like I can walk into a room and feel the energy in the room, and like even when I'm talking to somebody, like I can tell if they're being genuine or not. Yeah. So for me, if someone is like honesty is really big for me now. I actually just had this conversation with somebody the other day. Like honesty is such a big thing. Like once you lose trust and you lie about something. And I'm not saying I've always been like that. Like I've had to learn. But I've learned that honesty and trust is what makes things really happen. Yeah. So to answer your question, for some 3 qualities, energy, like they have to have good energy. They have to be genuine and kind. Kind is big too.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So in your positive psychology course that you took, you said it was like an 8-month. It was 8 months, I think.
Yes, it was 4 months of curriculum and then 7 months. So 4 months of curriculum and then 3 months of project.
And so I'm sure you have a lot of lessons from it that you really appreciated. But is there
one
in particular that you feel like you use the most or something that you liked most?
Yes.
What?
There is this tool where
You're You're not allowed to look at the notes. Don't
I'm
forget them.
Well, I can't see. I can't see. I don't have my glasses on, so
All right. Yeah, you can't look at people's questions.
I can't see.
Right. Just reminding you. Sassy.
You bring the good out in me.
Do I?
Yeah. Anyways, what is so one of the tools that I use actually I try to use that on a daily basis. There's a couple I use on a daily basis, by the way, but one of them, my favorite one, is at the end of the day, I ask myself what went well today. Like, so if I'm having like a okay day or even a bad day, I try to say, okay, what went well? Like, and you start off with your basics. Like, I woke up today. I was able to sleep in a warm bed, take a warm shower, have on clean clothes. I was able to eat today. Just your basic stuff, right? And then you start stringing a bunch of these little things together, right? Then all of a sudden you look like, oh, wow, my day wasn't that bad. And instantly it puts things in perspective. Like, wow, yeah, that big thing that I thought was big, not so big no more. It's small compared to all these little tiny wins throughout the day that I had. So it made the day better.
Yeah, that's a good one. So another question that we have, and so I think it's going to be a long answer, is, so you grew up in Inglewood. You talk about the struggles of your childhood when you're younger. How did you go from that to being somebody that advocates so much for like mental health awareness and things like the podcast? We want to connect the dots. We want to connect the childhood where you said you had all these tough experiences to who you are now. Was there anything in particular that there was like maybe a turning point that led you?
No. I mean, there wasn't no turning point. I think just as a kid, hold on, I need to read this. I need to close it. I'm so far right. Just as a kid growing up, going through all that, I knew, well, let me start when I was a kid, right? So I actually grew up when I was in Gardena, it was actually a pretty nice neighborhood. Like, it was clean. It wasn't like ghetto, even though we had ghetto people in it. But it was actually clean. Like, we all lived in houses. So I stayed in the area where we all came from living in a home. But I was the only home that was just me and one of my sisters and my grandmother. But so everybody else had like a family, right? One of my closest friends was, their family was really tight. And I admired that. And I saw how the moms and dads like really cared about each other, loved each other. They really had that family bond, the family love. They did everything together. And, some of the families, used to take me along. So I got to really experience that, right? So for me to not have that, I wanted it. So you mix that in with, okay, what's going on in the streets, with the gangs, the fighting, the shootings, the drugs, all that. And I was just like, I didn't like that, getting beat up, getting, chased, and, it was just horrible. So I've always kind of chased and wanted love. So I've always felt love from a young child, to growing up. And I think I've always just chased it. And I don't think I've ever, well, I'm not going to say I never found it, right? Because I did find it in both my wives. And that's why I like being in a relationship, because I've always had that connection with matter of fact, I've only had 4 serious girlfriends in my whole life, by the way. So all my relationships has always been long-term. They've always had that type of relationship where it was like we're best friends. Like, so we do everything together. So again, going back to, I was always searching for that love. So with everything that goes on in the world, and just seeing everything, all the struggles and ups and downs I've had, I've always just wanted to just kind of do my part and put something positive into the world and not so negative. answer your question?
Yeah, it did.
It wasn't so long, huh?
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
But so how did you get started with that? Like, what made you start the podcast? Like, how did you get in that direction?
The podcast?
Yeah.
That actually started during the pandemic. Because so with the pandemic, with everything being shut down, you know how everybody was doing like Zooms, like Zoom meetings and Zoom calls. So at the time, right before the pandemic, I was still in my career in entertainment. And I was already planning a 3 to 5 year exit, like transition, because I wanted to get out. So I was already planning my 3 to 5 year transition period. Just so happened the pandemic hit. I was doing like stocks, crypto trading, and I got really good at it. So I was actually one of those people that made a lot of money in crypto, like during the pandemic. So I started teaching like these online courses, and I had like a big following. And I had partnered up with one of my mentors at the time, and he had a huge following. And so he had his group, I had my group, and we used to come together once a week and do these Zoom calls. And a lot of times I ran the Zoom calls. It was crypto trading, but also mindset training. So we did both, because we looked at it like you have to be in the right mindset to even do any of this stuff, right? It's just not about making money like in the stock market. Like, we was really putting people in a mindset of like, look what's going on with the world in the pandemic. Like, this pandemic can hit at any time. So we wanted people to be aware of that and be prepared so they're not struggling in life. So anyway, so I started doing Zoom calls, and with the mindset training, a lot of people was like, oh, wow, you should do a podcast. You should, do motivational speaking and all this, right? And I just kind of had it in the back of my mind, like, I'm not the one to do that, right? Because remember, 35 years, I was always behind the camera. So for this was kind of new for me. So I kind of got thrown into it. Just like even with the podcast, when I first moved out here, I was actually doing a film project. And I happened to be doing a photo shoot with my first co-host, Diana, downtown LA. And we was in this loft. And the loft actually had a couple of rooms, but one of the rooms was a podcast studio. And so my partner at the time was like, hey, we should do a podcast. And, he knew me from, doing all the Zooms and all that. And he was like, we should really do a podcast. I'm always the type of person that was like, okay, let's do it. Like, I don't really talk about a lot. Like, I'm all about actions. Like, if I'm going to talk about it, let's do it. So I said, okay, cool. We have the room for X amount of hours. Let's take an hour break and just record a show. So we actually did. We took an hour break after doing a photo shoot, and Diana was doing the photo shoot. So while she was there, I said, hey, you be the guest, and we're going to just run the show. So she was like, okay. So we did it. And then once I edited it and put it out, I got a lot of great feedback, and people liked the chemistry. However, my partner at the time, he had said that he didn't want to do a podcast. He said he wanted me to do it. Oh. So I was like, I didn't want to do it by myself. Yeah. But then but people was telling me how they liked me and Diana, like our chemistry. And so then I asked her, I said, hey, like, do you want to do a podcast? Like, do you want to do this again? And she was excited about it. She was like, yeah, let's do it. So that's how it became just me and her. Okay. So that's how that started. And it just kind of grew to what it was.
That's what another one of the questions was who was your first interview? But it was Diana.
It was Diana. Yeah, she was the guest.
That's interesting. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she was the guest.
What was your first, what was it about? Just about her?
Well, yeah, because it was about the show that we was actually doing for her. So the show was for her, and we had another guest on there too. Her name was Tiffany. So so the photo shoot was really for Diana and Tiffany, but the podcast show was really focused on Diana and what we was doing with her show.
Sorry, I lost my spot. And then somebody else, they wanted to know, did you have any of the podcasts where maybe there was like a certain interview that you connected with the most? Even if it's not one like you related to, just one where you found it interesting, or just, I don't want to use the word favorite, but one that you really enjoyed doing, an interview that you really liked.
Honestly, it was the first one.
Yeah?
Yeah, because like even if you go back and listen, like it's like it's up there still. Like if you go listen to the very first show that I ever did, again, mind you, I've never been in front of the microphone, right? But for some reason, and I never liked the sound of my voice or the way I looked in front of camera. But for some reason in that studio, when we had these mics in front of us and I was running, like my partner told me to run the show, and I was like, okay, I actually didn't know what I was doing. But I have producer skills. So I just kind of just jumped into it. And like 2 minutes into the show, you'll even hear him say, like, you're pretty excited about this. Like, wow. Like the energy was just so high. So when he was saying that, I was just like, I am. I could just felt right. Like it felt like I belonged in front of a microphone. And from that moment on, like I just knew this was something I wanted to do.
Yeah. Do you still love being invited on the microphone?
Huh?
Do you still love being in front of the microphone?
Yes.
Yes. Still your favorite?
Yes. I just didn't know the direction of the show. I just knew I wanted to do something positive. And I already had my 1NELife brand, which was about positivity and positive energy. I didn't know where I wanted to take the show. So that was really a day-to-day thing that just grew into it. I honestly didn't know where I was going to take the show. I just knew I wanted to do a show. And it just kind of like happened on its own.
Now.
Right. And then the positive psychology came along with the second Diana, because she was in the first cohort class. And then me and her started talking about positive psychology. So it just made sense for me to kind of like take the show from positive energy to positive psychology. And then with Tanya being on, because she was in my class, it just makes sense.
Yeah.
So.
Is that still a direction you think you're going to go?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
100%. Positive psychology and well-being. Like I think that's where the show is now. You know, that's why like when I have guests on, you know, obviously we talk about, you know, their businesses and you know, how they got started, but it's really about their story and their well-being. It's like what I really want to focus on.
Okay. And then what is your proudest accomplishment? If you had to choose one thing that you feel really, really proud of, what would it be? It's a hard one.
Sorry, I had to take a sip of that. My proudest accomplishment as far as work?
It could be anything. You could break it up into two things. Okay, what's your proudest work accomplishment?
My proudest work accomplishment is, I think I told this story before, is when I was working on a show called Under the Roof. It was actually the Flavor Flav sitcom. So after he did Flavor of Love, the reality show, he went immediately into a sitcom called Under One Roof that we did. And we shot it in Canada for like 3 months. And my proudest accomplishment, this is when I really realized, and mind you, I grew up in the entertainment business, so it was kind of crazy that at this point, I think I was like, wow, this was 2005. So however old I was. I remember the year. It was 2005, 2006. So however old I was. I remember driving down Pico, and Fox had a studio on Pico and I forgot, and Motor, I think it was Motor. If you're familiar with like West LA, Culver City area. No, okay. So it's Pico for everybody that lives in LA. Pico and Motor, the Fox studio over there. So I was driving down the street and I was approaching the studios, and on top of the studios, and just like at any studios, like Disney, Warner Brothers, you always see their big posters or whatever shows. On top of their studio was this big ass billboard, And I looked up and I was like, oh, Under One Roof, that's the show I work on. And then I realized like, oh, I actually designed that, like the billboard. Like, and it's crazy because I designed it, but I didn't know they was gonna make it into a billboard. Okay. So they used, and I was like the corporate art director for the show, but like I never saw my stuff so big in public. Like I seen the stuff on TV, but it's just different. Like when you see it in public and you see it on a big building. So at that moment, I literally stopped my car in the middle of the street and took a picture. Yeah. And cars was honking at me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, I did that. Yeah. So, you know, it was just a proud moment. And for me, it was just like, wow, like I really like am in this, you know. So that's that memory always stuck with me.
That's a good one. What's your proudest personal accomplishment?
Oh, personal. I don't know. That's kind of hard.
We're digging deep today, Mike.
I want to say, I know it's kind of cliches, right? But I want to say my kids. I want to say my kids. I know probably everybody say that, but I feel like me and their mom did a great job raising them because they are amazing. Like they're pretty amazing. Like even when they was young, like I remember, like we had a bunch of friends and we used to go to our friends' house all the time, and people always say, "Wow, your kids are so well behaved," and they was in public. You would never see our kids act up in public. Like they went to people's house, they sat down, they didn't get into things. There's, you know, manners, super well behaved. Now when they got home, it's different. But in public, you know, they both got, you know, good grades, you know, because her family was big on education. So she played a major part in that. But no, my kids like really, I have great kids. Yeah. I'm proud of both of them.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yep. And then we have another question. This one's from Charlene. It's from Blinky.
Blinky.
So she wants to know, dead or alive, anybody, if you could have the chance to interview anyone, whether they're dead, alive, who would it be?
I remember her asking me this question too.
I know. I was curious if you were going to have the same answer or if it was going to change.
No, you know, to be honest with you, I thought about it. Mm-hmm. And my answer is still the same.
Is it?
Yep.
Who is it?
Jay-Z.
And why?
Because I feel like we kind of grew up the same. And I see what he's become. Obviously, he's a billionaire and I'm not. But, like, we kind of took the same path. Like, I respect him and look up to him because we took the same path. And we did what we had to do, you know, when we was young to get out of the ghetto, to get out of the neighborhoods, right? We didn't look at it as like a career. Like, we're going to do this forever. Like, it's a means to an out. And that's how we looked at it. And I see that's how he looked at it. And once he got out, like, he did great things. He does a lot of things. And I respect what he does because he does it quietly. Like, he doesn't go on social media and brag. He doesn't go on social media and talk about other people. He does things so underneath the radar, and it's amazing. Like, I love it. Like, it's never about him. And I always say that. Like, it's never about me. So when things I do, like, it's never about me. That's why it's always hard when people, like, give me things or acknowledge. You know, even when I coach my son's soccer team, they give me these awards. Like, I'm always like, and I tell them every year, like, don't give me an award. Don't give me nothing. Like, use that money for them. Like, do something. Like, don't waste it. So, yeah. So that's why, you know, I would interview him. Yeah. Not even an interview. Like, I would let her just have a conversation with him.
Yeah. What's your biggest fear?
Fear?
Yeah, fear. What's your biggest fear?
Do
you have one?
I have a lot of fears.
Yeah. Like snakes or like?
Oh yeah, I don't like snakes.
Failure.
I don't like spiders, which is crazy.
I love spiders.
I have a picture of me with this 10-foot boa around my shoulder, and I hate snakes.
Like Britney Spears.
Yeah. I don't get that joke.
You don't get it?
No.
There's a performance where it's like a famous performance with Britney Spears, and she has like the big snake around her.
Oh,
We're gonna look it up after. I'll show
I do remember that, but I don't remember. She was scared of snakes?
She wasn't scared of them. I'm just saying, is that like what your picture was like?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you could see the fear in my face.
Yeah.
And I was like, take the picture, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. I just wanted the picture with it, but
Yeah.
because my friend had the boa and he took it around. I knew it was safe because he took it around kids in schools. Like he did that.
Yeah,
So I knew it was safe.
So snakes and spiders.
Well, yeah, but that's not my, and you're talking about it life though, right?
Yeah, but the snakes and spiders thing was a good little side
Segue. My biggest fear is, honestly, this is my biggest fear, and it goes back to what we was talking about earlier about that void in me, right? Like my biggest fear is me leaving this world and not making a big enough impact. Not for me to not leave a legacy for my kids. That's my biggest fear. Like if I didn't do enough. Like I don't know that. I know a lot of people tell me, oh, you're doing great, all this, which is great. I appreciate it. But for me personally, like I felt like I haven't made a big impact yet. So that's my
I
biggest fear.
disagree. But
I know.
is there anything that makes you angry?
Angry?
Yeah, angry. Because you seem pretty calm most of the time, but I think everybody has something. What makes you angry? Even if it's dumb.
Tell my ex-wife that. No,
No.
honestly, it really takes a lot for me to get angry. But yeah, there's a lot of things that make me angry. I don't like people that lie, that takes advantage. Just disrespect. Like I don't like that. I don't know. Define angry. Like, what do you mean by angry? Like, for me to not talk to you.
I guess, or it doesn't even have to be like angry with the person, like something that could just happen that just makes you mad.
I mean, I have a lot of pet peeves.
Yeah. Okay, so what's a pet peeve? Or what's
Oh, shit.
Give me a few.
I just said one the other day on my other show. It's a big pet peeve of mine. Oh my God, what was it? I have a lot of pet peeves.
What are they?
I don't know. You got to kind of be talking about the subject. Dang, what was it? I just said one. That's funny. Because it's not a lot. I mean, it is, but it's not. It's like stupid stuff, like traffic, right? Like I'm actually like very calm in traffic. Like I can sit in traffic, no problem, right? But when people do dumb stuff. Oh, matter of fact, somebody did this the other day. I hate when people making a left turn, they got to go right first, and they come into your lane. Like that irritates me. I hate when if you're driving and you're behind a car, or no, when a car is on the side of you, and someone in their lane stops, and or something's going on in that lane, right? And they feel like they can just get over, like push you out the way, like you're right there, and they just like that's a pet peeve of mine.
Yeah.
Like
I see it. I see how much it bothers you.
like wait till it's safe. No, because people don't wait till it's safe. They feel like even like when people put their blinker on, right? Like this is a pet peeve of mine too. It's all I had to do with driving.
We're gonna have to have a whole other show just about pet peeves.
No, but people put their blinker on. The moment they put it on, they feel like they can just get over.
Oh no.
It's like no, wait till it's safe. Like just don't bogart and like cut people off. Like that's.
So all your pet peeves have to do with traffic.
No, I just brought it. That's just part of it. That's just the traffic ones. There's other things. Huh? Yeah, I mean,
the iceberg.
Yeah, I mean, people just being disrespectful in general.
If you had a warning label, what would it be?
Who asked that question?
I don't even remember, but I liked it.
If I had a warning label.
If you had a warning label, what would it say?
It probably would say, warning, the truth is coming.
Oh, there's Vanessa. Warning, the truth is coming.
Yeah, the truth is coming. Because I'm always, like I was saying earlier, like I'm always going to be honest. Like, I feel like that's the best thing. And I've always taught my kids that. Like I told them, you know, no matter how bad you mess up, like if you're honest with me, like I can't be mad. I might not like what you did, but I won't be mad at you.
You can get past it.
Right.
Yeah.
So for me, yeah, it's just, you know, it's be honest. Like and that's why. So it's like leading by example, right? Mm-hmm. Like if I'm honest with you, then I really do expect you to be honest with me. And I tell people all this time, like, we can be honest with each other. I think I even told you that one time. Mm-hmm. Like, just be honest with each other. I think that's the best policy.
Then we have some trivia questions.
I thought those was a trivia question.
No.
Okay.
No. So,
Right, go ahead.
what's your favorite food?
Sushi.
Sushi. What's your favorite movie?
Ooh. Depends on what genre we're talking about.
Comedy.
Comedy? Yeah. Harlem Nights.
Okay.
Oh, no, wait. That's a hard one because I worked in comedy. Comedy is my thing.
Okay, then what's a
okay. Harlem Nights.
Okay.
Because that was just a classic movie with all like the classic comedians. Sex Tape.
Okay.
What? You ever seen that one?
No. I know what it is, but I haven't seen it.
This fucking shit's hilarious. I'm
Okay.
sorry. That movie is so hilarious. Like, even if you're not in like I feel like everybody got to watch that movie because it's Cameron Diaz and I forget the guy's name. It's just so hilarious. It's stupid funny.
I do like stupid funny.
Okay, you would like it.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's not about like sex. I mean, it is, but
That's not the whole thing.
It's not the whole thing. Like, it's really about the sex tape that they made. It's hilarious. So that's one of my favorites. Have you ever seen the trailer? Do you know what it's about?
Have you ever seen what?
The trailer.
Yeah.
You saw a trailer to it?
I saw the trailer, but I haven't seen the movie.
It didn't make you want to go see the movie? Mm-mm. Dude, I can watch that movie every night.
You never get sick of it.
No, it's just funny. Like, it's just hilarious. Like how they made the sex tape and now they got to go. Cause,
damage control.
Yeah, damage control. It's hilarious. It's funny. I'm laughing now because I'm just playing it in my head. It's funny because like when the guy first finds out that it's out there, mm-hmm. like some kid was blackmailing him, talking about, hey, I saw your tape. Mm-hmm. And he thought he had deleted it. So it's all about, it's in the cloud. Oh. You know, so when he was explaining to Cameron, his wife, like, hey, you remember when I said I deleted it? He was like, well, it's in the cloud. And she was like, well, go get it. He was like, well, you can't go get it. She was like, what do you mean? Like, just go get it. And he was like, babe, it's the cloud. Like, you don't go get it. It's the cloud. And she's like, I don't give a fuck what it is. Like, go get it. Like, the whole thing is funny. Like, because she don't know what the cloud is. She's not tech. So it's like him trying to explain it to her was funny.
Okay, well, then what's your favorite drama? Do you have a favorite dramatic movie?
Ooh. Yes. The one with the married couple that died together.
The Notebook?
God damn. Huh?
Like the Notebook?
Notebook, yeah.
Oh, that's romance.
Oh. What did you say? Drama?
Yeah. I guess it's dramatic, though. I mean,
Okay.
that counts.
Dramatic?
I don't even know. I just said it, but I guess I don't really know what it means to me. That's a...
Isn't it a romantic drama? No? I don't remember.
It is now. That's what it is.
It is now.
We
just made it into it.
That's what it is. Okay. And then what's your favorite animal? Do you have a favorite animal?
Dogs.
Dogs. A specific dog?
Shepherds.
German Shepherds? Mm-hmm. Yep. Me too. That's my favorite dog.
Really?
Yep.
I have one.
I don't have them anymore, but we used to.
I grew up with them.
We had Shepherd mutts.
I have a white one right now.
Do you?
All white Shepherd.
Nice. Do you collect anything?
Collect?
Uh-huh. Do you have any collections?
Yes.
What do you collect?
I'm really gonna make a joke.
I kind of want you to say it. What were you gonna say?
Sex tapes.
Do you?
No. Wait, why you look at me like that? You're like, do you?
Because of what you just said. Like, your favorite movie. Your favorite
Really,
collection.
I don't even have anything to play a tape on, like VHS tape. I don't even have it. I don't even have a DVD player no more. But it's funny is because I have a lot of DVDs. I have boxes full of DVDs.
So you collect DVDs?
No, I don't collect DVDs.
Sounds like you collect DVDs. You hoard DVDs.
Hoard DVDs. More like, yeah. Okay. I don't know what to do with them. I don't know why I have them. But that's not what I collect. I collect.
Like it is.
I collect paper money and coins.
Paper, money, and coins.
Yes.
Anything else? Do you collect cigars? For some reason, I thought you did something with cigars. No.
I don't collect them. I mean, I did have a pack that was a collector's item.
Okay, maybe that's what I'm thinking.
But I was talked into opening that packet, and I did. And I smoked them. I have one left. But yeah, but I don't collect cigars. No, I smoke them. No. But no, just paper money and coins. Do you know what that is? Mm-mm. Are you curious to know what it is?
Yeah, I want to know what it is. Tell me.
So paper money is like money.
Dollars.
But they're specific. So like the $2 bill, right? Mm-hmm. Blue notes. You ever heard of blue notes? Mm-hmm. So like some paper money, we call them paper money, but some dollar bills have like a blue tint to them. Mm-hmm. Some of them have red. They're called blue notes. They're worth money, especially if they're in crisp conditions. Like, so for instance, I have some dollar bills like I actually have $5 bills, but the serial numbers are in sequence. Oh. So it's like 2001, 2002, 2003. And they're in really great condition. Mm-hmm. So that $5, so that's $25, right? But I can sell them right now for $100. Oh, wow. So they're worth money. So they're in these little plastic things. So those are paper money. So I have a few of those bills like that. That's in sequences, or if the serial numbers are I forget. Like serial, it has something to do with the serial number. Mm-hmm. So I have those, and then obviously the coins or rare coins that I have a ton of those.
Sappy collects coins.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got like the books, everything he keeps his coins in. Mm. Yeah. Okay. And then, what would be your perfect day?
Hanging out with Nicole.
Okay, what would we do on your perfect day? If you had to design your perfect day. It could be like you go anywhere, you do anything. What would your perfect day be?
A perfect day for me, if I can, me and my partner, I got to get a partner first. We wake up, we either have breakfast like on our patio or backyard, or even go out to breakfast and eat, and then go explore a city, like walk around, like take that afternoon to go walk around. I like to walk around different neighborhoods and explore, like downtown LA, the art center, things like that. And then maybe come home, cook dinner together, then watch a movie.
Sounds like a good day.
That is a great day. I love doing like that, like something real simple, but just nice. Yeah. Just enjoy the day and each other in the moments. Like real simple. Simplicity is my biggest thing.
Mm-hmm. And then what about for your perfect day just for you? What would your perfect day be? Still the same?
For me?
Yeah, just for you.
It's never about me.
But it is today.
Today it is. A perfect day for me right now, just me being by myself, being lonely without anybody. Is that what you're saying? Right. That's depressing.
So ridiculous. No, you don't have to be by yourself. If you'd have a friend.
Well, honestly, a perfect day for me today would be me just getting up, and having a productive day. Like, getting up, doing the show. Mm-hmm. Like I look forward to Fridays and doing my show. And then ending the day with like going out, getting something to eat, and ending the night like somewhere doing karaoke.
Okay.
I love karaoke. I'm a big karaoke.
I didn't know that.
How do you not know that? I've been doing karaoke for 25 years.
Because I haven't known you for 25 years.
I know, but I talk about it all the time.
Do you?
Oh, you don't listen to my shows, do you?
Yes, I do.
I know you do. How you missed that, though?
I'm sorry.
I'm a big karaoke guy. I do karaoke like
Didn't mean to strike a nerve.
at least 2-3 times a week. I do karaoke.
Do you?
Oh, yeah, I love karaoke.
Do you have a favorite song?
Of course. I got a karaoke list on my phone.
Okay.
Like, it's serious. Like,
it sounds like it.
Yes.
I'm kind of scared to ask more questions about it.
But no, I do have go-to songs that I'm actually known for.
What are they?
BBD Poison.
Okay.
Ice Cube, It Was a Good Day.
Okay.
And that's it. Those are my two like go-tos that everybody know me.
Okay.
But I do a range. Like I do country, I do R&B, I sing, I do like Luther, Usher, Mario. I do Kid. My favorite duet to do. Oh, we have to do this too, by the way.
Okay.
You and me.
All right.
We have to do Kid Rock and Sheryl Crow pictures.
No.
Yes. What do you mean? That's one of my favorite ones to do. Why you say no? Why you make that face?
I don't like it.
Why?
I don't know.
Let's talk about this. Why you don't like? It's a nice love song.
We can talk about it when the show's about me, but today it's about you. I'm sorry. You don't get to flip it on me today,
We
buddy.
can't flip it.
I'm sitting in the host seat.
I see it. She
this
done took over my
time.
seat.
I have the buttons. It's
Wow. Okay.
not happening today.
Okay.
Well, it timed out.
Oh.
How do we fix that?
Give me.
Huh? Which one? There's a bunch.
Oh.
This one? Hey. There we go.
Okay. We're back.
Okay. And then what are you excited for this year? It could be personal things. It could be work stuff. What's something you're really excited about this year that you have planned?
I'm actually excited about the direction that the AV Wellbeing Coalition is going and being a part of that leadership team and really getting to work with all the nonprofits out here in the community. And hopefully, our objective is to spread well-being. So I'm looking forward to spreading well-being across the AV.
Okay. And what's something interesting about you that you don't tell a lot of people? What's something that maybe most people don't know about you?
Did I do karaoke?
Well, they know it now.
No, that most people don't know about me.
Something you don't.
You know,
usually
that's a great
share.
question. That I don't share?
Yeah, maybe just something you don't usually share.
I think, like, for people that really know me, know that I love love, right? And for me, everything I do, like, I never have any malice behind I do it. It's always good intentions, right? So I feel like people that don't know me is like, don't judge a book by its cover, what they say, right? Like, get to know me. And I say that because I actually just talked about this on my other show, that just recently I was talking to this girl, and we're supposed to get to know each other, right? And we've had a couple of conversations, a few conversations, rather. And one day we was at the bar, and the bar, like, it was a group of us, people started talking about sex. And we kind of joined in the conversation. Well, she went back and told her friend that, oh, I don't know if I like him because he always talks about sex. I'm like, that's your takeaway from me? Like, if you know me, like, and if you really got to know me, like, look at all my social media stuff, right? Like, get to know me. You'll know my educational level and conversation is like way goes beyond just sex. Right. I had a conversation with the bar. It just so happened the topic was sex.
Right.
And mind you, when me and her, we went out one night, I did bring up sex. So that's the takeaway, but that's the takeaway she went with, right? But that's only because if I go out with you and we get to know each other, I just feel like that is a topic that is important. You can't have a relationship without the physical part of it, right? Am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
So I brought it up. Just because it got brought up in the bar, I didn't bring it up in the bar. It got brought up. I like sex, though. I'm not going to deny that. But it's more that, like, that's not all what I talk about. So she made it seem like that's all I talk about. Oh, he likes talks about sex all the time. I was like, wow, dude, like, you really didn't take the time to get to know me. Like, so to answer your question is like really get to know me and see where my heart is and what I'm really about. Like, be present. Like, when you get to know somebody, like, be present. Don't just assume or take one piece of something and run with it.
Right.
So that's what I would say. Did I answer your question?
No.
No?
I don't know. The question was, what's an interesting thing about you that you don't share?
That is interesting. No? Okay.
I don't know. It's not about you.
It's not about me?
And it's not like an interesting fact about you.
Oh.
Like an interesting, like...
I don't know how to answer that, though. Like, because I think different people...
Or something that you think that maybe people don't know about you. Something you like, something, I don't know.
Well, I guess, okay, so I guess where I was trying to go with that conversation is that I'm actually a loving person. Like, I love, like, and I don't deny that. Like, I am, like, someone called me clingy one time, and at first I was like, I'm not clingy, but you know what? I think I am. But I like that. Okay. Like, if I'm with you, like, my love language is touch. So I've had to learn to, like, embrace that. Yeah. Like, so if I'm with you, yeah, I'm always gonna want to hold your hand. Like, if we're sitting on the couch, I'm gonna touch your leg. Like, I like that. So if I'm clingy, I'm clingy. So what? Would you rather me go touch somebody else?
There you go.
I'm just saying.
That's true. And then, is there a question that you wish I had asked? Something that you wish you could have shared that I didn't ask you about?
There's gonna be a few of those. No, not on. No, I'm stopping. I was about to mess with you.
You're the worst. You made it through the whole thing.
That's it?
No, you have to answer that one.
Oh, that I wish you would have asked me about? I'm not gonna know that until later. Like, I'm gonna be driving home like, oh dang, you know, she should have said this. She should.
What's something that you would want to share?
I don't know. It's put me on the spot.
What's the point of this whole thing?
I don't like being put on the spot.
I'm sorry. You shouldn't have agreed to this.
I agreed to it because I
enjoyed
enjoyed
move. You didn't want to be put on the spot.
Wait a minute. No, I don't know how to answer that question. But I do want to, you know what? Yeah, actually, you know what? I do have an answer for that. I wish you would have brought this up. So here.
The things that we love and appreciate about you?
Yeah, so tell us about that. What is that?
So this is a set of there's vendors here. There's people that have been on your podcast, people you've just had conversations with around Poppy that I reached out to, and I asked them their favorite things that they love and appreciate about you.
Okay.
And so here is your list of it. Are you wanting me to read them to you?
Well, give me a couple of them. Like, what's your favorite? Like, have you read these?
Have I read them?
You read them, right?
Yeah.
So give me your top three.
Okay, so I liked this one. It was from Charlene. Your confidence in not only yourself, but your guests. It's helped myself and many others to speak about what we believe. And then Monica, she said, your sincerity. You aren't artificial or scripted. Your genuinely from the heart interviews naturally captivate any audience. And then there was one from Vanessa. She actually gave you a few. She gave you like a little paragraph of things. And so she said, I appreciate your direct and honest advice and how you use your personal struggles as an example in life. Your thirst for knowledge because you are one to share the wisdom as well to anyone willing to listen. Your existence, your platform, and how you use it to shed light on others' stories. I like that one.
That.
Yep. And then this one too, this is from Howard, and he only had one conversation with you. And so these are the effects that you have on some people that have barely talked with you. Howard, Do you want to hear his?
Yeah, because that's interesting. Go ahead.
Okay. He said, you seem to have discovered a passion, a drive to raise awareness around people in need of support. From what I see, you show up every day for that one person whose life will change because of you. And those ones are my favorites.
I love that. I appreciate that. Thank you for everybody that participated in that. Wow, that's amazing.
Yep. So there's nice ones on there.
They're all nice. I guess I should have responded.
Or at least told me.
No, I thought it was funny.
No, that's not funny.
I almost, hi.
Who's that?
I have no idea.
Oh.
I get that a lot. People, I walk down the street, people are waving to me. I'm like, oh, hey. I know a lot of people.
Apparently you don't. A lot of people know you, but you don't know them.
That part. A lot of people know me. But that's true, though, because and that's actually, like, everyday life for me. Like I'll be somewhere and people be like, oh, hey, Mike. And I'll be like, hey. No, true story. My first wife, when we used to walk around like malls or something, people would come up to me and be like, hey, man, what's up? And as soon as I walk away, I look at her and be like, hey, who is that? She'd be like, fool, he said Mike. Like, I don't know who that is.
You're famous.
No, because I just meet so many people on a daily basis. Especially like karaoke, right? Like, I'm not shy. Like, when I do karaoke, like, I talk to everybody in the bar or wherever I'm at. I do duets with a bunch of people. Like, I have fun. I don't just stand there on the stage or wherever it is and just like sing. Like, I interact with the people. So we have fun. So a lot of people know me from that. Like, just like on the show, right? Like, I'm like the same way when it comes to like a bar karaoke place. Like, people, like, I stand out. And the confidence, because I'm just up there and people are like, wow, you did an amazing job. And it's like to me, I was like, I'm just being me. Like, I'm just having fun. Right. So a lot of people are like, you know, karaoke, they shy, whatever. And I'm like, dude, just go up there and have fun. Like, you don't worry about, I don't worry about what people think. Like, I'm up there for myself having fun. It's an escape for me. Yeah. And to be honest with you, that's why I started karaoke. Like, it was an escape. So I just go out there and have fun. But people know me from that. They be like, oh, you the good day guy. I get that a lot. Or you the poison guy. You know, because they know me from those songs. Yeah. So it's like, oh, what? Matter of fact, I had we have time, huh? I'll tell you a quick story. Yeah. I was at Madrano's last week, and I met a friend of mine up there, and we were just catching up because we used to do karaoke up there, you know, a couple years ago. And I left, and then he ended up talking to these girls, and one of them was like, "Hey, where'd your friend go?" And he was like, "Oh, he left." And I was like down the street, and so he called me. He was like, "Hey, Mike, come back." I was like, "Why?" He was like, "Oh, this girl want to talk to you." So I went back, and she was like, "Yeah, we know you. We used to know you from 2 years ago when you were doing karaoke here." And like, so people know me, like, but they don't come up to me and say hi. Like, if I'm at a store or something, they're like, "Oh, hey, I remember you from around." So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know people. It's like they know me, but they don't be saying hi or anything. Yeah. So. Yeah.
You're like, do you want my autograph?
You want my autograph? Want a picture?
Okay. So those are all the questions that I have. Thank you for opening up and for doing the interview.
Did I answer all your questions? Is there a question that you personally want to know? Anything. Like, I told you could like ask me anything. Is there something that you hesitate to ask me? Like, so be honest, like, cause like what everybody say, I'm open and honest. So is there a question that you may have said, you know what, I want to ask them, but I don't want to ask them, like that hesitated?
No, not on here.
Why?
No, because it's really personal. I don't want to ask it on here. It's more of a curiosity thing where it doesn't, I don't know.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll tell you guys later.
It's nothing weird.
I didn't say it was weird.
It's just.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So no, those are all of the questions.
Okay.
Yep. Did you get to share everything you wanted to share?
I believe so.
Yeah. Nothing else? I feel like everybody has a good understanding of who you are now more.
I mean, yeah, I mean, you know, I think this said it all. Like, actually, I'm so grateful for this list, and even by just listening to the three that you said, really gives me it gives me, what's the word I'm looking for? Satisfaction that I am walking in my purpose.
Good.
Like, honestly, like, cause I do honestly question that sometimes. A mentor of mine that I'm actually working with the AV Wellbeing Coalition, she asked me if I have the capacity to be like doing all this stuff, cause she knows everything that I'm doing, and and she said, "Oh, matter of fact, it was Lisa. She was on the show a few weeks ago, right?" And she had asked me a question. I forgot what the question was, but it had to do with, am I, like it's hard, like what I do. Because she understands what I'm doing, what I'm trying to do. And it is a struggle sometimes. Like, there'll be days where I'd be like, I don't want to do it no more. Because it is hard. Like, people think it's easy. I even had a friend of mine. Oh, remember I tell you I'm producing, in development of one show. Mm-hmm. And she said, but Mike, all you do is sit there and you just press a button on the camera. I'm like, no, it's really more than that. Like, it's not just pressing a button.
I'm learning a small little smidge of that.
But it's draining even mentally, like to even have these conversations, to be open and authentic. Like, it's not easy, so there are days where I do like say to myself, like, I don't want to do it no more. But then I think about, people like this that write things like this. And because I get comments like this all the time. Yeah. And I truly appreciate it. Because that's what keeps me going. Because I'm like, okay, if I can reach one person and one person feels that way, then I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Yeah. And I'm appreciative of that. So I do genuinely appreciate. I'm going to frame this, by the way.
Are you?
100%. Because this is what keeps me going. Yeah. Like, honestly, like, because it's not easy doing a podcast like this. Mm-hmm. Being open and vulnerable and, like, telling your story. Because I got to go home and I got to relive it and I got to think it, it just, but this helps me though. Okay. Helps me go through it knowing that I'm helping somebody else. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm truly grateful for it. So I'm truly grateful for you again. And I thank you for wanting to do this.
Yeah. Thank you for letting me.
I wouldn't have had nobody else here.
No?
Nah.
Okay. I'll see you on the 200th episode.
Yes.
I don't know how to push the buttons or anything to end everything. How do I do this?
Well, you have to say thank you to the audience.
Well, thank you for joining us for the 100th episode of the 1NELife podcast. And thank you for...
And you are Nicole.
I'm Nicole.
From
Dip Chocolate Creation.
Yeah, I mean, we got to plug your company and, what you do. I love your chocolates, by the way.
Thank you.
Your candies.
I made you your favorite ones.
Thank you for the wine.
You're welcome. That's the one, right? That you like? It's one of the ones that you like?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Good.
I'm actually very surprised you remembered that.
I made a mental note. You told me you liked it.
See, ladies, you can learn from Nicole. That was me.
It was nice to me, but yeah, a little rude.
So you could close the show however you want to close it. What's your mic drop?
I don't know. Aren't you supposed to do the mic drop because it's your interview? Mm. I don't know. I don't have one. You're not supposed to put me on the spot. That defeats the whole purpose of the show.
Wow, I'm flipping it back to you now.
No, you're not allowed to flip it back.
Why?
Because I say... No, so what's your mic drop?
My mic drop is be patient and be kind to people. You never know who you run into or who you meet can be a blessing to you. 100%. I heard somebody say that a few days ago, and it's so true. I was at another meeting and someone said that. You truly never know who you're going to meet or who you're going to run into out there in the streets that it can actually be a blessing to you. So don't judge a book by its cover. Get to know somebody and be patient with people. We all going through something every day, and, life's not easy. So have patience and just be kind.
Good one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. We out here.
Thank you.